Hello class 7. Today we will talk about the radical, and I'll tell you valency radical, and I'll talk about how we will discuss how we write the chemical formula of different compounds. Okay, so without wasting much time, I'm going to tell you, we will discuss what a valency is all about. I had posted a chart, valency chart, in the last class, and I'm sure everybody has copied it down and have learned it also. You have to learn it by heart, the different valency of different radicals. So today I'll give you, I'll enlighten you about valency and the radicals and how we write the chemical formula. Okay. Now for the first thing we come to is valency here. What is valency? Valency is the capacity of the combining capacity of an atom or of a radical. Okay, it's a combining capacity. Just remember, valency is a combining capacity of an atom or a radical. That's all you have to remember. That's what valency is all about. Now, when we say that, when we have come to a new term called radical. Now, what is a radical? A radical is an atom or a group of atoms which behave like a single unit. You'll understand when we write a formula. So it's just a definition you have to remember. So what is a radical? Is an atom or a group of atoms of the same or different elements that behave like a single unit. Okay. Now when we talk about the radical in short, we call it, it's a combining capacity. Combining capacity of atoms or group of atoms which behaves like a single unit. So that is called it's a combining capacity is known as the valency. So valency means the combining capacity, you got to remember. Radical, what do you mean by radical? A radical is an atom or group of atom. An atom or group of atoms. Just for you to understand, radical means an atom or a group of atoms which behaves as a single unit. This is a radical. So combining capacity means it is the valency. It is the valency. That's all you have to remember. Now, we come to the next term. Okay, we come to the next term, like two different types of radicals. One is the simple radical. Simple, and the other is compound. Simple and compound radical. Now, simple radicals are usually the radicals which they are called atoms of different elements, like Na plus Na, Cl, Br, magnesium. So simple radicals are the radicals of elements, whether be it metals or non-metals or metalloids. But compound radicals, the compound radicals are those which is made up of group of two or more atoms of different elements. Like for example, OH, hydroxide, SO4, sulfate, ammonium, NH4, carbonate, CO3, bisulfite, HSO3, and so on. These are compound radicals. So I'll repeat it once more. Simple radicals are the radicals of different elements, be it metal, non-metal, or metalloids. And compound radicals are those which is made up of two or more elements. Okay? Now, like for example, hydroxide, we call it OH. Hydroxide is OH. You got to remember that. Hydroxide is OH, whose valency obviously is 1. It is made up of two elements. O for oxygen, H stands for hydrogen. So it is made up of oxygen and hydrogen, and which behaves like a single unit. Similarly, sulfate, SO4, made up of sulfur and oxygen. Similarly, we have ammonium, made up of two elements, nitrogen and hydrogen. Carbonate, CO3, made up of carbon and oxygen. Bisulfite, HSO3, made up of hydrogen, sulfur, three elements, hydrogen, sulfur and oxygen, and so on. So these are just an example of simple radical and compound radical. Now we come to the writing of chemical formula. I'll just give you an example of writing a simple formula like sodium. Sodium chloride. Sodium chloride. Now, how do we write the formula? Now, sodium, we know the symbol is Na, and the valency of sodium is 1. Similarly, we write chloride, Cl, capital C, small l, Cl, whose valency is 1, isn't it? Now, we exchange the valency like this. We exchange the valency. When we write the formula of sodium chloride, first we write the symbol of sodium and the valency of sodium, which is 1. The valency of chloride, chlorine, Cl, and the valency is 1. The symbol of chlorine, Cl, or the chloride, Cl, and the valency is 1. Then we exchange the valency. All right? Now, Na, 1, and Cl, 1. Cl is 1. But we do not write 1. 1, we do not write it. If it is more than 1, obviously we write it in the formula. So the formula will be NaCl. Similarly, if we have magnesium chloride, magnesium chloride. Magnesium, the symbol is, symbol is Mg, whose valency is 2. Chloride is C, capital small l, and the valency is 1. And then we exchange the valency. We use the pencil and a ruler to make the arrows like this. So we write the formula now using the valency Mg, 1, Cl, after exchanging the valency is 2. But we do not write 1. And the formula would be MgCl2. Is it okay? Right. Now we come to another, that is ammonium sulfate, or let's say magnesium sulfate. Or shall we not write magnesium sulfate? We will write ammonium sulfate. Ammonium, AMMONIUM, ammonium sulfate. Ammonium sulfate. Ammonium is, we write, it's a compound radical, ammonium NH4, and another compound radical sulfate, SO4. Ammonium sulfate. NH4 and sulfate is SO4. NH4 valency is 1 and sulfate valency is 2. What do we do now? We exchange the valency. For that we cannot refer to the valency chart all the time, so you have to learn it by heart like the multiplication table. The valency chart you got to remember, learn it by heart. So that's how we write it now. NH4. Now this is a compound radical and we write 2, isn't it? But in a compound radical, if we write the valency, if the valency is more than 1, it's okay. But if it is, the valency is more than 1, that is 2, 3, 4, whatever, we put the compound radical inside the bracket. So NH4 twice SO4 we call it. NH4 twice SO4. Is it okay? Right. Similarly, if we write calcium hydroxide, we write calcium hydroxide. Calcium hydroxide. Please check it out. Calcium Ca, valency is 2. Hydroxide OH, valency is 1. So what do? Again, we exchange the valency. So valency of OH, which is 1, will go to Ca, and valency of Ca2, we will write it with OH. So Ca1, no need to write 1. Now this is OH, isn't it? Hydroxide is OH, and there is 2 here. So since this is a compound radical, we put a bracket and then we write 2. It becomes CaOH twice. Okay, now we will write the valency of the last one. We will write is aluminium oxide. Aluminium oxide. Aluminium is Al and oxide is O. Aluminium is Al and oxide is O. How do we write it now? Aluminium, the valency of aluminium is 3, and the oxygen or the oxide, the valency is 2. Now we exchange the valency. So now, what would be the formula now? Al, 2. Al is now 2. We need not write the bracket like in this case, because this is a simple radical. So in case of compound radicals like hydroxide, we put 2 outside the bracket, we put the bracket, but over here we need not, because this is a simple radical. Radical of elements is called simple radical. So therefore Al2O3. So that's how we write the formula, okay, using the valency. So I hope you understood what radical is, what valency is. There are 2 types of radical, that is compound and simple, and then this is the way we write the formula of simple compounds. I hope you understood. So I'll give you more questions for practice in the offline class. So thank you so much.